All right, welcome everyone. My name is Chuck, also known as Basiclandshark here on Twitch. About to do another installment in our modern endeavors. Today I'm bringing to the table some Bogles action, but we're trying out 4 new cards in the form of Detention Vortex from Strixhaven. We'll read this one really quick and then go over a little bit of the deck, which is for the most part a known quantity. But Detention Vortex is similar to like a Path to Exile for the deck in some ways. It's a removal spell, but it's also an enchantment. Enchant non-land permanent. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So that goes for creatures, artifacts, planeswalkers. The fact that this card can hit permanents, I think, is going to be somewhat relevant. And notably, for 3, destroy Detention Vortex. Only opponents may activate this ability and only as a sorcery. So it should serve as a little roadblock for our opponents. They can pay 3 and destroy it, but we're also running Lurrus of the Dream Den, so we can just get it back the following turn if we want to. I'm thinking there might be some upside to playing this card in the deck. And it was really cheap. They're like a penny on Magic Online, so it costs literally nothing to try it out. And similar decks that want to lean on 1-for-1 removal spells are going to have a pretty bad time versus Bogles. We are on the play, and that's always a plus. Choose Lurrus as our companion and see what kind of hand we get. So this is a mulligan because we don't have any threats. I'll probably keep this hand, but it is a little bit loose. If we count these as removal spells, I think this is good enough to keep. I think I might want the 3rd land, so I'm going to bottom one of these Detention Vortex. And then let's lead off with a Windswept Heath and pass. Temple Garden tapped. Not quite sure what that means. Could be another Bogles player. Could be Heliod combo. I'm gonna go ahead and run out this Core Spirit Dancer and pass. It's probably Heliod. Yep. Okay, so sort of the point of Detention Vortex is to slow the opponent down. I wonder if it's worthwhile to use that on Conclave Mentor. They don't tend to run a ton of interaction in the main, but this card is weak to Skyclave Apparition. So let's try and get in there. I guess let's try and get in there while we can. Always yes and always yield because we want to draw as many cards as possible. So this is a little bit fragile. So we are swinging with a 9/9. That's not nothing. 9/9 first strike trample. And they do have the Skyclave apparition. Okay. So I know I want to play the Glade Cover Scout. And then I think I'd rather play 2 enchantments on the Glade Cover Scout than play the Core Spirit Dancer this turn. So we'll go ahead and play Razorverge Thicket tapped. Oh, I did. I needed a green source, so I should have played Horizon Canopy. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. So I guess I'll backpedal and I'll just play Core Spirit Dancer to be mana efficient. So we won't be drawing any cards. Interesting that the opponent didn't attack there. Okay, we can attempt to draw a card. And we got another Horizon Canopy. Alright, if I swing with the Glade Cover Scout and they double block, we lose a Spider Umbra, but not the Glade Cover Scout. So I think I'm gonna attack. Opponent plays Misty Rainforest, but they can only search for a basic land. Spike Feeder. And they did concede the game, so I think they still had a chance to pull back in. They could have gained some life with the Spike Feeder. So how do we want to fight this deck? I think Gaddock Teague for their collected companies makes sense here. Um, we probably want a lot of these cards. Frollo Baggin, I don't think they intentionally conceded. They just tapped the Horizon Canopy before using Spike Feeder. Oh, maybe that was a slip up or a misclick. Funny name too. I was just watching The Hobbit last night. Over the last week, watching all three of those movies. Happy Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Chuck, also known as Basiclandshark. Welcome to the stream. So I'm thinking we have a lot of good cards here versus them. But I don't want to over sideboard. So I could bring in a mixture of these cards. Eight cards for the matchup. Let's cut Griffspoon and all that glitters. And some of these Spirit Dancers because they're a little fragile with Skyclave Apparition. And I think that'll give us much better game. Anyways, hope you're having an awesome day. Good start to your day, wherever you're at in the world. I don't tend to play Bogles that often, so I'm not like an expert with the deck by any stretch of the imagination. So sometimes sideboarding can be a little rough. Just kind of patching things together as I go here. Flying by the seat of my pants, I guess, is also the phrase, considering some people call this deck pants instead of Bogles, because that's what you're doing is suiting up a creature. That first hand was a pretty easy mulligan. This is a few too many lands. We do have Horizon Canopy. I guess that makes this a keep. We have to put a card on the bottom. I guess it'll be Forest. Maybe we bottom the fetch land on second thought. So we can use the forest to play the Glade Cover Scout. Okay, opponent has a pretty fast start with Utopia Sprawl. There's Daybreak Coronet. Go ahead and play our 1/1 Hexproof and pass. Ariok Champion. Alright. Well, sort of the point of Detention Vortex is also to remove blockers so we can swing freely. Kind of interested to see how this works. This is not an activated ability, so they'll probably still gain life off the Glade Cover Scout. I think I just want to play Hyena Umbra and attack first. It's very unlikely that they block. They do gain a life back. So this card seems pretty fragile for the deck, but I do think that it's going to pay dividends. Especially against a card like Heliod. Alright, so I have to Detention Vortex the Heliod this turn. And that does mean they'll spend all their mana to get rid of it next turn. They can only shake off the Detention Vortex at sorcery speed. This means that I don't get the Daybreak Coronet this turn, but I don't think I can chance it. And then I think on my end step, I'll crack the Horizon Canopy. Okay, there's a Walking Ballista. Go ahead and cash in Horizon Canopy here. We drew another land. A little unfortunate, our draws. Let's get a Plains here, I think. What's up, 121? I was waiting for somebody to give me some flack for this deck. We're just trying out the power level of Detention Vortex. I'm gonna keep repeating myself so people know why I'm trying this deck. I haven't seen anybody try it out just yet, so I kind of want to be the first one to try it, or close to the first one to try it. Yeah, usually we would be the boogeyman. But right now we're playing versus the boogeyman. I hope your day is going phenomenal. By the way, I appreciate you stopping by the stream. All right, destroy target or exile target enchantment. That will shake the Daybreak Coronet off, which is kind of rough. And also it was an exile effect. Okay, I needed another enchantment there. So our draws have been less than stellar. I think I am supposed to attack here. Maybe. Well, if I attack, they double block Walking Ballista and Ariok Champion. I can only kill Ariok Champion. Walking Ballista lives. I not sure about this. This is a questionable attack. So they have access to 3-4 mana. They have to pay 3 to shrug off the detention vortex. I guess first strike matters more than them having 2 blockers there. Is what you're saying, Frollo Baggin? As long as I've been playing Magic, I still get tripped up by combat math. Okay. So we're on the same page now about that. Appreciate that. Help me be a better Magic player. Jeez, come on with the lands. I could cash in Horizon Canopy here. Could also put Lurrus into my hand, but I don't know what that accomplishes. I think it's probably best to Daybreak Coronet here. I think the opponent might be representing Collected Company. They might be looking to Collected Company into a Skyclave Apparition here. So they definitely have the Coco. There's some pause here. Okay, there's a block. So despite drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our lands, we're holding our own here. Okay, I think we get comboed out this turn. Alright, well, they've proven that they can go infinite here. I guess I'll draw a card off Horizon Canopy just to see what our next draw is. Glade Cover Scout, that's not gonna do it. So we were close. The only thing I could have done differently there is I think play the Detention Vortex on the Walking Ballista the turn after they played the Heliod, but I don't think it was correct. I think it was correct to play it on the Heliod there. Definitely want the play. Definitely want Luris as a companion. What does this hand do? I guess we keep. It's got removal, a creature, and enchantments. I think we're good to go. The Dryad Arbor is a little bit stinky, but perhaps we can draw out of it. Playing versus Heliod, sometimes the game is just over so fast. Okay, if they're leading off with Arbor Elf, that means they might have Utopia Sprawl in hand, which would be access to 4 mana as soon as next turn. So I think here I'm supposed to Ethereal Armor and then not tap out. I think I'm supposed to pass the turn holding up Path to Exile. I'm assuming they have Utopia Sprawl. There it is. So I could have pathed the Arbor Elf in response. This is a little bit scary. Okay, looks like they only hit Arbor Elf. Or no, excuse me, they didn't cast Coco yet. They play Arbor Elf and then they have a 3-drop. So Ranger Captain, they can sacrifice to make it so we can't cast non-creature spells. And of course that goes and tutors up Walking Ballista. And now we need to save the path for the Walking Ballista. Man, our draws have been pretty bad. Let's attack here for 5. It's first strike trample. One, two, three, four. Devotion. Really thought they were going to cast Collected Company last turn. Am I really supposed to path an Arbor Elf? No. So they have access to a lot of mana. 1, 2, 4, 8 mana. They can make a 4/4 Walking Ballista this turn. I think I have to... I'm debating on using Path to Exile right now. Yeah. So we might just be dead. There's Collected Company. So if they have even half the combo, I think we die. Or I think we get comboed out here with Path in hand. Okay, Skyclave Apparition. That can answer the Ethereal Armor. Okay, there's Walking Ballista. And they go after our Dryad Arbor. Okay, Spider Umbra. Actually semi-decent here. Let's go ahead and path Walking Ballista before they untap. They have 1 card in hand. Gotta get rid of the combo piece. Suppose I could have done that on their turn. That might have been better. Skyclave Apparition number 2. That's a beating. And there's Heliod. Wish I had that Path to Exile now. They give lifelink to the Skyclave Apparition that can attack. Well, with draws like these, I think let's go ahead and put Luris into our hand. Pass turn. Where did we go wrong, chat? This is 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, swinging for lethal. So I guess I'm supposed to block this Skyclave Apparition. They'll give it lifelink, it'll get a +1/+1 counter. Then I take 5, 8, 9, 10. I might be dead to lifelink triggers. I think I have to block Heliod here. I think I have to block Heliod here to live. Otherwise, they can just give lifelink, and then +1/+1 counters to the creatures I don't block, and kill me that way. Actually, I was mistaken. So the +1/+1 counters happen after damage is dealt. So I could have blocked the apparition and gone to 2. Don't even think this is good enough. We're just delaying the inevitable. How's it going, Nova Scotia? Happy Thursday. Hope your day is going swell. Jeez. I know that's one of the cards that we're hoping to dodge. We have something like 30 some odd 1-drops. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop here. They kind of had it all. That kind of turned the corner there. They pulled ahead. So I needed that path to happen. All good though. We learned how Detention Vortex interacts with Heliod. They still gain life, obviously. So this hand is pretty weak. Undecided if I should mull this. We just aren't really doing anything powerful until the 3rd turn. And this hand is also very weak to a discard spell. Okay, We has an opponent. I think I will mull this hand. Okay, this is better. Keep, and we'll put down the Glade Cover Scouts. Breeding Pool tapped. And then island into a growth spiral. So this might be a scape shift build, some kind of bring to light build. Not exactly certain what I'm up against yet. Maybe some kind of wilderness reclamation deck. Gonna go ahead and drop Core Spirit Dancer here, try and draw some more cards. Okay, Horizon Canopy. Let's go for Ethereal Armor on the Glade Cover Scout, I think. They might counter. Always yield and always yes. So they might be saving a counter spell for the Daybreak Hornet, potentially. Which we just drew. Okay, First Blood. I don't really know if my opponent is a creature deck. I think it might be worth it to play this Slippery Bogle this turn, just to speed up the clock. Okay, it's taking turns. Now we know what they're doing. Let's attack for 1 here. So the reason we didn't get a big turn last turn, creatures and lands don't untap during their next untap step was cast. And this card, Dictate of Crufix, is designed to keep the gas flowing. Giga Drowse. So they're going to tap this for white. I guess we'll float mana. Okay, they're going after Razorverge Thicket and Horizon Canopy. So they're going after my lands, essentially. So I wonder, I think I'm supposed to cash in the Horizon Canopy, hope to draw an untapped land. We did not. Still did not. And we have to move to discard. Yeah, I mean, that's what the deck does. We might not get another turn now that they're up to 5 mana when they play a land. I think I can discard Path here. I don't think they have any creatures. And I really don't expect to get another turn from this point on. Yep, there's Time Warp. So, are we gonna get there? Giga Drowse is an instant. Guess I'll shock in Temple Garden. Let's go for Rancor on the Core Spirit Dancer and hope that's good enough. Unfortunately, this does not have hexproof. Yep, I mean, that's kind of their whole deck. It's just ways to tap our creatures and lands. There might be a chance we can break the lock somehow. I think I'll discard Detention Vortex here. Okay, they do play creatures. And this is a snap time warp. Might be a snap exhaustion. Okay, so they snap back time warp. They get another turn. And they have another turn. So Inkmoth Nexus is sort of a win condition. I think it is a win condition for their deck. Okay, they conceded. So they must have been missing a key piece of interaction for us. Maybe another Giga Drowse or another Exhaustion, so we would untap and kill them next turn. So luckily we hung in there. Me neither, honestly. Let's bring in Gaddock Teague, because they do rely on a lot of spells that are 5 or greater, or 4 or greater. We do want the Veil of Summers. And that might be about it. I can see Soul Guide Lantern coming in handy since they do have Snapcaster Mage. If we exile the graveyard on a pivotal turn, that might be enough to win. One second, I gotta go look at something outside my window. Expecting some branch and limb pickup, and I wanted to be sure that that's what's happening. Hold on. Sweet. We did a lot of lawn work over the weekend and had a lot of branches and stuff out by the curb. They just got picked up. Was wondering what all that racket was. We do have to cut some cards, and I think we'll cut Path and Griffspoon and Detention Vortex. And I think we'll keep in the Griffspoons and one Path, just in case. Actually, I think I can cut Path. I think I'll bring in a Seal of Primordium. That way we can take out Dictate of Krufix if need be. So I can't keep this, obviously no lands. That emote made me chuckle. So I will keep this, but it's a little on the weak side. I think I'll bottom one of these slippery Bogles. Our hands have been not that great. I mean, maybe it's just Bogles doesn't have like a ton of really powerful cards, but when they work together, they get powerful. Here, I think I'll shock in for Slippery Bogle. Pass turn. Okay, Veil of Summer was a nice draw. Thing in the Ice is kind of interesting. So we might be boned by taking out our removal spells. I think I'll get a basic planes here. Play Spirit Dancer and pass. And should I go for Core Spirit Dancer or Slippery Bogle here? They'll probably tap it down. As I would assume they have at least one way to tap my creature, but I might be able to make it big enough to trade with the Thing in the Ice. Fisticuff Smith, do the Spirit Dancer, it gets bigger. It's kind of what I was thinking. This is a little bit risky though, especially into open mana. Decisions. Play land. I should have played that land first. There's Remand. That we can then Veil of Summer. Okay. Attack, and I don't know if this is going to be quite good enough. As expected, they don't block. There's Exhaustion. So I think I was supposed to save the Veil of Summer for turn 3. Another Exhaustion, kind of rough. And now we're in a bit of trouble. We have to discard. We can discard Glade Cover Scout. So Thing in the Ice looks like it's going to get the job done here. Unless we draw Path. There's only a one of. And they're gonna go and tap all of our lands, so we're dead. I guess I'll cash in Horizon Canopy here, hoping to draw a path, and we did not, so we got a scoop. So we need answers to Thing in the Ice. I think I have to bring in Path to Exile here. I'll cut Seal of Primordium. I think I'll cut the Soul Guide Lantern. And I think the Griff Spoon. Come on, Shuffler, what is up with this? These hands are terrible. This is bad. Like, these are like bottom tier hands. I don't want to mulligan a hand with a Bogle and enchantments, because if I mull down to 5 and I don't have a creature in hand, I can't keep that. We're just not getting the right mix. So we're gonna need some luck here. Play all the glitters on the Bogle. Attack for 2. Okay, opponent did not tap out for anything. So I would assume that means they have Remand in hand. Hey, what's up, what's up, Stovetop? I almost said Bogles player. How are you today? Happy Thursday, of course. Let's go for the Daybreak Coronet now. Kind of force the Remand. Attack for 5. So I would assume they have at least one way to tap our lands in hand, whether that be exhaustion or Giga Drowse, because that's 8 cards, 8 likely cards. There's exhaustion. That was the worst one of the bunch for us, because now we can't do anything. We could feign having Veil of Summer in hand. That might be worth it here. Although they probably still play... I'm gonna shock this in. I'm gonna represent Veil of Summer here. Excited for Dungeons and Dragons tonight? Be safe. Now we actually do have the Veil of Summer. Sweet. More importantly, our creature doesn't have to tap to attack. Oh, it is online. Alright, enjoy that. Believe it or not, never played Dungeons and Dragons before. What is the opponent capable of casting that we could still lose behind Veil of Summer? Got there. I can keep everyone posted in the Discord and on Twitter and stuff. On the draw, see what kind of hand we get. All right, I will be keeping this. Salty Sona, what's going on? How are you? Welcome, 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 and happy Thursday. It is a Tron deck, which means we do get our Glade Cover Scout. I was hoping not to see a discard spell here from the opponent. Lead off with Scout and pass. Walking Ballista on 1. Okay. Attack. Okay, I was gonna say, don't natural Tron me, please. That'd be great. I think we're gonna get there. I do think we're gonna get there. Unless they find Tron this turn. It is conceivable they could find Tron this turn and play Ugin. That would wreck us. Blast Zone. God, no! Oh, that's so bad. Blast Zone. That's so bad. Why? Why, Tron? Why? It hurts. It hurts. I can't do it before combat though. They did that during my combat step. That was during my begin combat step. Alright. This is pretty scary stuff. Karn the Great Creator. And they're headed to the wish board. No good can come from that, let me assure you. Yep, there's an ensnaring bridge. And expedition map. Okay, they have 2 cards in hand, so our Glade Cover Scout can attack. We're 1 mana short of getting Griffspoon back. And if I Rancor Glade Cover Scout, I can't attack with it. What could I potentially draw here with Horizon Canopy? Hyena Umbra. Okay, now I can attack with both. Nope, I fucked up. I guess I have to attack Karn here. Forgot that this is going to get boosted. Should have attacked first and then played the Hyena Umbra. Again? Again with the Blast Zone? I think they only play 2 copies. That's just very unfortunate. Okay, I can attack Karn here. Kill Karn. Actually, they have towers, so they can just go ahead and sacrifice Blast Zone here. It's possible that I'm supposed to attack them. I think it's gotta be kill Karn here, though. Make them crack the Blast Zone. They let Karn die. Reality Smasher? Okay, this is E-Tron. I think I'll get a Dryad Arbor here. Still 1 mana short of doing anything relevant. This can still block. And the Blast Zone can still wreck us. I could actually cast all that glitters on their creature to the left attack. Guess I just need to draw removal. Guess I'll cash in this Horizon Canopy. Yeah, but this is the problem here. If I can diversify the mana value of my creatures, maybe, but if I just play another Slippery Bogle, I get 3 for 1, 4 for 1 by the Blast Zone the following turn. Then I have no board. Chalice on one. This is like the nightmare deck for us. They play Chalice and Blast Zone. I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop it up. Gaddock Teague. Stony Silence. Seal of Primordiums. In all numbers. Path. We need like all these cards. I don't think they care too much about Suppression Field. I guess we can cut Spirit Dancers. We probably don't need all these Detention Vortexes. Actually, I don't think the Detention Vortexes are any good here. Because they can just easily... Actually, on second thought, this is a 1 mana answer to Expedition Map. And I want to try out the card. Let's cut 1 Hyena Umbra and the 2 Griff Spoons. One Rancor. And I want to try out these Detention Vortexes versus Tron. Okay, keep off the back of Gaddock Teague and Seal of Primordium, but this hand sucks. Make no mistake about it. Interesting that they have Relic in after sideboarding. Not really a graveyard deck, so to speak. It can get rid of Grispoon, though. Go ahead and play Gaddock Teeg here. And looks like I will be suiting up Gaddock Teeg with armor. It's not the worst, right? It's a fast clock. It's 4-turn clock. So they're using Relic just to cycle. That's a good sign. They probably take Daybreak Coronet here. Alright, we can go toe to toe with a Thought-Knot Seer. They take Daybreak. I think we just play all the glitters. Maybe Rancor so we can actually push through some damage. Hopefully we draw a land, we can do both. Path to Exile, even better. Even better. Hiya. 8/6, first strike, reach, trample. Non-creature spells with mana value 4 or greater can't be cast, and non-creature spells with X in their mana cost can't be cast. I would assume they take all that's glitters here. That's the card that kills them. And looks like I'm shocking here for Seal of Primordium. Go ahead and blow up Expedition Map. Play Spider Umbra. Make this a 10/8. And attack. Alright. So, Rancor is actually not the worst there. Still think I want to try out these cards though. This I have to ship because I don't have a creature. This I'll be keeping. And I think we bottom. What do we bottom here? This is close. We supposed to bottom Rancor here or Path? I think we need the Path. I think I'm bottoming Rancor here. Maybe I am supposed to bottom the Path and just go for a really fast start. Alright, I'm gonna try and race them. If we bottom the Path, we go turn 1 Glade Cover Scout, turn 2 Rancor or Ethereal Armor, turn 3 Seal of Primordial. Yeah, I like this better than holding Path here. Shocking Temple Garden. Play Scout, pass. Oh, that's a roadblock we have to go through. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're playing this card is that it costs 2 mana. Some Bogles decks run Force of Vigor, but I don't think this card is that worse. You kidding me? Come on. Well, good thing we have that seal. That's bullshit. Yeah, I think Chalice is a 3 of in their list. I could be wrong. It might be a 4 of. Why did I attack? Oh my goodness. I just messed up. We're done. I can't beat Blast Zone and Chalice. That was like the worst possible sequence of events. I'm good. Woosah. I actually think I'm supposed to keep this one lander. Have you met my opponents? 1-2-1? Titan alert. There's castle. Just going for the spider umber here. I think Rancor was better. I did forget this had hexproof. Derp derp. Sweet, second land. That unlocks our hand. If we play Core Spirit Dancer here, that means next turn it unlocks 2 cards. Kind of value some card draw here. Now every enchantment that we play draws us extra card. There's Spamulet. What's this gonna be? Dryad or Asusa? There's Dryad. And they're not done. Not getting off the hook that easily. Okay. Here I want Rancor on the Glade Cover Scout. That drew us into our 3rd land, which is nice. We can keep going. Go ahead and play Spider Umbra on Core Spirit Dancer. I think we actually want the opponent to block. They probably Titan next turn. That's the thing they probably do next turn. think I'm gonna Hyena Umbra the Spirit Dancer. I think this is slightly better than Griffspoon because it makes it a 6/8 and therefore can go toe to toe with a Titan. And let's offer a trade of Spider Umbra for Dryad here. I would happily trade a Spider Umbra for a Dryad of the Illusion Grove here. And the logic behind not attacking with Spirit Dancer, I'm assuming they either have Titan next turn or Summoner's Pact for Titan and then cast it next turn. So we need to be able to block. Looks like opponent is tanking on whether or not it's worth it to block here. Hey, what's going on, Doll of Cutie? Good evening right back to you, even though it's 12:02 p.m. here. Hope you're having a good night. I am having a good afternoon. They might not have it since they're taking this long. I mean, let's hope. Okay, they took the damage. So what does that mean? I would assume we end up having to block with the Core Spirit Dancer this turn, or they find a way to kill it with Valakut or something. Pretty sure Amulet Titan also plays some number of Dismember. Although that may be a sideboard card. Okay, there's Summoner's Pact. Titan incoming. Hey, what's up, Affinity? Thank you for the bits at the end of the other stream. I saw you got in right at the end of the stream there with that. So I want to personally thank you for the bits. Booglies. Great boogly moogly. All good. Much appreciated, fam. So that is a hasty Titan. We are currently 1 and 2. I don't know if you're watching from mobile or desktop, but there is a record tracker down here in this area. I think you can also exclamation mark record, and MTG bot will fetch the record. 1 and 2. We just took a loss to Eldrazi where they had Chalice of the Void on 1 and Blast Zone to wreck us. Now this. So we're kind of singing for our supper here. Fighting to stay in this one. Okay, I think they can just send all the Valakut triggers at me and we die. That's gonna be game. All right. Let's bring in Seal of Primordium because it does hit the Dryads. No worries at all. Happy to inform. I wish our record was better, but unfortunately, we're not getting much love from the shuffler, and this deck does have to mulligan a lot already. Don't think this is the matchup for Gaddock Teague. This might be the matchup for Path to Exile and Seal of Primordium. And then I think we can cut the Spirit Dancers and maybe one of these Detention Vortexes. So these are for Dryad of the Illusion. These are for Dryad of the Illusion Grove. These are for Primeval Titans. These are for whatever. Primeval Titan, Dryad, and Asusa. Maybe the Errant Arboreal Grazer, whatever that card is. It is, and I considered it, Leyline of Sanctity. But the problem with that is that it causes you to not be able to run Lurrus in the deck. And we want to abuse the power of Lurrus of the Dream Den to the best of our ability. So our sideboard and main deck slots reflect that. If not for Lurrus, I would probably run Leyline of Sanctity in the main deck, as it does count for Ethereal Armor and all that glitters. But Lurrus already helps us out in the attrition matchups that care about hand size and stuff. Hey, it's a good card. It's a great card. Take the play. It would actually. Alright, this is one of the better hands that we've seen so far this league. We can Gladecover Scout on 1. We have Seal of Primordium to blow up Dryad. This is not bad. Daybreak Coronet already in hand. But there's one caveat. It's that Titan decks run Force of Vigor sometimes out of the sideboard. And that can hit 2 enchantments. We kind of need to be careful not to run Seal of Primordium out into a Force of Vigor. So the opponent is got to be tending to something outside of the game or something. So I apologize for the sitting and waiting, but I can't control who we get paired up against in a league. In the meantime, we'll just read some flavor text. Horizon canopy. The great leaves are resilient underfoot. Heavy steps do not bruise them, but release a sweet and spicy scent. I don't know about sweet, but it is spicy. Seal of Primordium. I am the simplifier, the root that drags all artifice to earth. Seal inscription. Temple Garden. In the gardens of the conclave, order and beauty are the roots of power. Glade cover scout. The forest is my cover, and I hold it close. In such a tight embrace, there is no room for wickedness. Okay, Temple Garden. Let's go. I mean, you never know. Like, they may have had to use the bathroom or something. Could be looking after a child, or maybe they're double queued or something along those lines. I think I'm just gonna kill the amulet here. Attack for 1. If they have another one, I'll just go cry in the corner. That is probably the best use of our mana. Fuck. Imagine having 2 amulets. They might be streaming, or they might be dealing with lag issues. Or they might be learning the deck and not familiar with what to do. It's a hard deck to pick up and learn. I like that. Ooh, I got in there. I disrupted your pyramid. In there like swimwear. Drumline. Bingo bango the bongos. What you got, opponent? So I sent them a message in Moto. I just simply typed lag check. And they seem to be back. Okay, another land. Wondrous. Let's go for Rancor here. I'm sorry, chat. This opponent is definitely distracted or something. What do you want to do in the meantime? Because apparently I'm not allowed to resolve Rancor. And I can't be salty about it because I'm playing Bogles. I'm the one that's supposed to make the opponent salty. The number one rule with Bogles, you're not allowed to be salty when you're the Bogles player. We're just gonna have to take this one in stride. Daybreak Hornets. Let the deception of the gods yield to the pure light of day. Going for the low-hanging fruit there. Shots fired. That's alright. I am working on being a faster player. But I think my opponent is just... they might be struggling with the client or something. It could be a paper amulet player picking up amulet online for the first time and just not knowing how the client works. The sad thing is, and shameless plug, I was considering putting this league up on YouTube after this, and this is going to cause me to have to do a lot of editing just to be able to put it up to where it's watchable, which I may not have the time for. So this may or may not wind up on YouTube. And if you want to check out the YouTube channel, there's a link. Follow that. Consider subscribing. Liking on the videos if you like them. But that's where most of the streams will end up. Especially if we go 3-2 or better. So, I mean, the opponent is capable of playing at a normal pace. I just think there's something going on behind the scenes. Are we getting tightened here? We're getting tightened here. So opponent has a minute to figure out how to kill me here. I'm at 22 life. And they pass the turn. So we've pretty much got all the time in the world to figure out how to kill the opponent here. We can go ahead and detention vortex this primeval titan, so they can't block with it. They can't attack with it. Go ahead and spider umbra up this glade cover scout and attack. I did type lag check in the chat and I never got a response. So they have to pay for the Summoner's Pack trigger. There's Dryad. Titan is a fun deck. I've tried it maybe twice since I started streaming. I really have a hard time picking up the deck because there's so many lines that you can take, and I'm not the fastest player in the world, so I can easily see myself winding up in opponent's shoes with no time on the clock. But it does look like a fun deck to to play and master. Some people are able to pick up decks and pilot them somewhat optimally pretty fast. Like they just have the mind for it, I guess. Being on the play is clutch here. See what kind of hand we get. Recently, Stoneforge Mystic just ordered a playset of the Double Masters art. I used to have mostly foiled out modern Death and Taxes, but I ended up shipping a lot of those cards last month. Just needed the cash. I will keep this hand. My favorite card is probably Colligan's Command Affinity Friendly Artifacts. It just seems like it always has a useful mode, and I had some good times with that card in Jund. There's a clip on my channel called Decay Your Queller. Check that out if you ever get a chance. I mostly play Jund. I feel comfortable behind a Thoughtseize deck. Thoughtseize Inquisition decks. I'm playing this because I'm trying to prey on those strategies right now, because they seem to be pretty much dominant. So this is like a meta call, playing Bogles today, and trying out a new card, the Tension Vortex. I haven't really seen anybody try that yet in here, so I want to be the first or close to the first. Oh, we're playing against Canister, so Yorion. This is probably Bring to Light. We're drawing pretty good here. We put the opponent to 1 on turn 3, but 1 is not dead. Alright. So, against Bring to Light, what do we want versus them? I think this might be a deck where we want Gaddock Teague. I don't know how good Veil of Summer is going to be. What's worse than Gaddock Teague here? Has anybody seen Canister stream today? Does anybody know what the premise of his deck is? Because I'm kind of unsure. All we saw was Yorion and a bunch of a bunch of multicolor lands. Maybe we can cut the Tension Vortex. Although I'm still really curious if this card is good. Both, actually, a Drunk Fool. My last stream actually was with Jund Shadow. If you want to check that out. The VOD is still up right now. Guess we can cut a core Spirit Dancer, maybe. Alright, this is too risky, can't keep. We could just die because we don't draw another land. This I think I have to keep. And let's bottom the Spirit Dancer here. Oh man. Transmogrify and Blue-White Planeswalkers. Very cool. So it's an Emrakul deck. Yeah, I don't want any like outside assistance. Just generalisms. Steam Vents tapped, okay. Let's lead off here with a Temple Garden. Shock that in, play Slippery Bogle. Typically where there's Transmogrify, there's Emrakul. Hey, Dryad Arbor is like the worst land for us to play naturally. Okay, kind of want to use this for Spider Umbra. And I don't want to get blown out by Anger of the Gods here. Yep, so we're gonna get Emrakuled. There's Dwarf. There's Polymorph. And what does this mean? So I assume they get another turn here. They're gonna get Velomachus, Lorehold, and then maybe Savor the Moment. I guess we're gonna find out here. Yep, there's the 5/5 dragon. Top 7 cards. Cast an instant or sorcery spell with CMC less than that. They get an extra turn. And is this infinite? Growth Spiral. So there's a chance. We have a chance. Let's go ahead and Detention Vortex this dragon. I think I'll play Gladecover Scout here. Attack. Oof, they just did it again. Are we dead? Are we dead? We might be dead to a bolt. If we don't block and we attack with Dried Arbor and Glade Cover Scout, I don't know. This is scary. We're going to 1. Sweet. Put a bow on that one. That was pretty epic. We beat a great player with a great deck. Very creative, but no match for Bogles. And that game 1 though, that was the stuff of dreams. Before I do that, again, the purpose of this stream was to try out the Tension Vortex, and it served us pretty well, I think. Was able to shut them down last match. I was able to do work versus Primeval Titan, although that player kind of timed themselves out. And it did work for a brief turn versus Eldrazi-tron. Thanks, Giles. Certainly appreciate that. Let's see what's in the chest. Open her up. 10 play points and Lord of the Undead. Yeah. Beating a good player always feels good. Also, you learn a lot when you face people that are way above your caliber. And Canister is a beast in the streaming world and in the Magic world. Both a pleasure to play against and certainly a pleasure to beat. So I don't know what my record is lifetime, but doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. Lord of the Undead. Not sure if this card is worth anything, but we're gonna find out. I'm just happy to get back my entry fee. Drum roll. Oh, it's 0.02 ticks, so worth a couple pennies. But that is gonna do it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bow on this particular stream. Just as a reminder, I won't be able to stream next Monday. I start a job. I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. For the foreseeable future, streams will be around that. So follow me on Twitter, or look for content on YouTube, or jump into the Discord. Keep tabs on me when I'm not live. Here's my socials again. Everyone have a great day, great night, wherever you're at in the world. This is going to be Chuck, aka Basiclandshark, signing off. Probably going to do a raid here. If anybody wants to participate, please do. This is going to do it for me. Peace.